This episode of Young and Pregnant starts with Jade and Shawn. Shawn had a wake-up call and went back to being a nice guy after their fight. He calls his friend up and says he's going to propose to Jade. His friend asks if he's really ready for that and if marriage will fix their problems. Shawn thinks he's ready and doesn't see himself ever being with anyone else. Bar has been supporting Ashley and taking the night shift for her. Shen calls Bar up, and the first thing she says is, "You're so damn fine. Damn, my jeans are good." Same, Ashley. Same. Thing is, though, Bar looks nothing like Shen, so it's really not her jeans doing the work there. Then Shen starts things again, saying that Ashley was mean the whole pregnancy, and that's why Holly cries so much. Ashley doesn't want to engage, so she just gets up and leaves. Kayla's water broke, and thankfully Stefan finally answered the phone and picked her up to take her to the hospital. Kayla's mom shows up as well, and she's a little concerned that Stefan was sleeping in the hospital. Soon Kayla starts pushing, and Isaiah Cole Alexander is born. Stefan gets super emotional and is crying, saying, "My baby, my baby." Kayla notices this and seems to like Stefan finally showing some emotion. It is pretty cute. Lexi's friend Kirsha talks to Lexi about her birth. Lexi said it didn't really hurt and wasn't as bad as she thought. In fact, getting hurt in cheerleading hurt more and was more painful for her than that. She said the birth was gross though, and she feels like Kyler has seen a different side of everything. Kyler has in fact been helping out, and he even changes Tobias's diaper while Lexi talks to her friend. He calls her from her room and says he was changing Tobias on her bed and got poop all over her white comforter. Lexi is the most chill mom I've ever seen on this show, even more than Macy. She's just like, okay, bring it here, I'll wash it. She doesn't get mad, doesn't scream or anything. Danae is carrying some of his stuff out of the house and fighting with Brianna while he's doing it. Brianna's sister offers to help and Brianna's like, "No, don't help him." Danae calls his mom again and says their fighting is out of control. His mom says they've always been like this and it's a cycle. Danae feels like his only option is to leave sometimes. Jade's parents are still mooching off their own daughter, staying in Chloe's room. Jade is sick of having no privacy with her parents around, and not only that, but her mom is constantly bitching to her. Jade goes to her room to talk to her, and not only that, but it also smells like they've been smoking in the baby's room. Real classy. Jade's parents say the smell of smoke is just their clothes, but Jade doubts that because it's really strong. She just wants her parents to leave. Bar is getting a ring to propose to Ashley. Ashley's sister is there to help out, but with her grill, I really don't think she should be giving fashion advice to anyone. He eventually chooses something and then goes to ask Ashley's mom for her permission. She is not giving her blessing, quite the opposite actually. She quotes the Bible and says that Bar chooses his mom over Ashley and isn't ready to put Ashley over Shen. She says until he learns that, he will not marry her and she will ruin everything for them. On the one hand, she at least puts her foot down more than the other parents in this show, but Bar and Ashley are over 18, I think they're 21, so if they want to get married, she can't really stop it. Since they're living under her roof, however, she does have the option to kick them out if they go against her wishes. It's a tricky situation. Maybe Ashley should have saved some more of her dancing money, and they could have their own place and not have to deal with Pastor T. MTV is probably kicking themselves again when they learned yet another dramatic Danae moment was not caught on camera. Last night, Brianna and Danae were fighting so bad that they called the cops and kicked him out. Brianna's mom said that Brianna was screaming that she'd never talk to Danae again, and now, the very next day, she misses him and she goes to go see him. She's pretty surprised by how forgiving Brianna is, and she puts her foot down. Danae is not allowed back in their house. Brianna says, "Okay, well, I'll go see him at his hotel then," and she can't stop her. Danae talks to his old friend Desiree about the fight. He blames a lot of it on Brianna's mom and says she was the one name-calling and escalating things. He says he has nowhere to stay now, and he's at a hotel. Surprisingly, Lexi says that baby is making her closer to Kyler. She feels like she has her best friend back. Kyler's back in school, but takes the baby at night to his house. His mom talks about his little sister, who Kyler was also good with when she was a baby, and that's where he gets his nurturing from. His mom said his sister was so annoying she'd hoped that she would be his birth control, but that clearly didn't work. Kyler is looking for a job, but he's completely avoiding everything fast food related. Beggars can't be choosers. Kayla has been back with Isaiah for only a few days, and Stefan already wants to leave to go play basketball. He's like, "I'll be back at 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30. Okay, what's next, dude? Maybe next week, next year? How about she's just gonna call you when he gets out of college?" Kayla says she's okay with driving Stefan to basketball so soon after she just gave birth. But Kayla's mom sees that she's just trying to keep the peace and happiness even though she's really tired. Pastor T compliments Ashley's ass and then ruins the surprise and says, "Bar's about to propose to you," but I don't like it. Ashley seems like she already had an idea of what was going on. She's not very surprised. But she says her mom is doing too much and she should back off. Ashley doesn't think Bar needs to prove anything to her mom. Brianna meets Danae in his hotel, and they sound like a couple of immature 13-year-olds. She's like, "Not spending the night with you last night was the hardest thing I've ever done." And then Danae says, "Yeah, it felt like somebody died." What? The only thing dying is Brianna's dignity when she ran off to his hotel room after saying she'd never speak to him again. Then Brianna said, "I'd rather be fighting all day than not be with you." The night away made her realize that she does still want to be with him, and they cuddle. Shawn and Jade leave Chloe with Christy to go out to eat. I'm not gonna lie, the restaurant they went to was absolutely gorgeous. It had such a pretty view. And they had the place to themselves, too. Shawn, in this weird shirt, proposes to Jade. She tries not to cry and ruin her fake eyelashes, but she agrees and they kiss. Tobias is screaming so loud it should be birth control for anyone watching this, but he quiets down when Lexi hands him to Kyler. Kyler tells Lexi he's interested in getting a job as a spa attendant, but the location is an hour away. Lexi is concerned about this and wishes he would get something closer, even if it's fast food. Back at home, Jade and Shawn are on cloud 9 from their romantic date and proposal. Jade is super excited to tell Christy, but Christy takes the bitch route and interrupts Jade and tells her she's mad Shawn didn't ask them. Wow, I never knew chain-smoking Christy living with her daughter was so traditional. See, I could see how a parent might not like the boyfriend not asking for permission in a normal situation. But when you're living in your daughter's house, no job, disrespecting her, smoking in her baby's room, do you really have room to talk? Brianna talks with her family about Danae. Jessica and Brianna's sister don't think he's going to change at this point because it's been 3 years and he's always been exactly the same. Jessica was a young mother too, and it makes her sad to see Brianna making many of the same bad choices that she did. She says she didn't want to have to do this, but if Brianna wants to be with Danae so bad, she can leave. If not, she needs to start paying rent. And that's the end of this episode of Young and Pregnant. Do you think Pastor T has a say in Ashley and Barr's wedding? And does Christy have a right to be mad that Shawn didn't ask for her blessing? Leave a comment with your thoughts down below and make sure to subscribe for recaps every single week.